This past Tuesday on the Comedy Hype News Show, our analysts discussed former basketball player Kwame Brown's thoughts on Russell Westbrook's attire that was a part of a photo shoot. Brown's main argument was that some black men in Hollywood seem to wear dresses and purses to fit in with the new status quo, and the choice to do so doesn't seem to be authentic. Some of our viewers agreed with Brown's sentiments, while others had a difference of opinion. Well, last night Brown went live on his YouTube channel to address the comments made on the show. Today we have our Comedy Hype analysts, Vanessa, Fraction, and Capone calling in with Pierre in the studio to respond back to Kwame Brown's argument regarding heterosexual men wearing dresses in show business. So let's take a look at this clip.
Please tell me, your next video, I want you to react to this because I know you're a weak weasel and I know you're not going to actually talk about any other talking points that I actually said because you're going to always try to make me seem a certain way. You're always going to try to make me seem like I'm speaking for thug niggas and all this other stupid stuff instead of just being able to be man enough to answer questions that why has this young man been sent to schools? Why are all our black male strong celebrities who are married to black women, why are they made to look effeminate? Why are they in dresses? Why can't they be in suits and ties like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and all these other white counterparts that don't have to look like weak, emasculated males for some fashion of some white boy that come and say, hey, put this on, I think you'll look good in it.
Now I want to break these down to give you the opportunity to respond to that. So starting with this one, is there anything that you'd like to respond back to that in particular?
Yeah, I feel his pain. I do feel his pain, but it's fashion. First of all, he said, why do all men, black men who are married to women, got to wear that kind of stuff? First of all men don't. There are many men who wear suits and look nice and however you want, traditional male suits. Many men. And many football players wear suits to the game. He's picking out a couple of people who are fashion forward kind of individuals who wear crazy stuff, wear stuff that we're not in the norm. And he's getting on them as if they're all the men in the United States or in the entertainment business. Maybe you might want to check your channel, your TV. I don't know what channel you're watching. Maybe go off of a logo, and go on another channel and see what it is. But I see plenty of men wearing suits and so forth. So no, I don't see that as being correct in his statement. Yes, there are guys, like I say, who are fashion forward, and like a James Harden, who's the guy, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, again, it's their lane. It's their lane. So.
Now, I want to take a look at another clip where he also says a couple things, and I want to give you the opportunity to respond. Let's take a look.
Black men are just thugs and all this shit. That's who not wearing the dresses. What was your fucking point? My point was very clear. No heterosexual man that I raised up around wore dresses and carried purses like all of our black celebrity males seem to have to do, which I think, in my opinion, that it's a ritual that you know all too well about, sir, because I can hear the aggression coming from you. You inserting all these things that I did not say. You calling me crazy, a stupid motherfucker over an opinion? Who hurt you, boy?
Now I'll bring it right back to you, Pierre. What are your thoughts on that one?
I get over my hurt. Somebody hurt me. Let's talk about a couple of things he said. One, he was saying how people are, again, talking about celebrities wearing these crazy clothes and so forth. Times have changed. Like, you're right. I never grew up around men who wore dresses. I grew up, around a family who didn't do that. It is what it is. People in my hood in D.C. and Maryland didn't do that either. But those are different times. I remember a time when you had to be dressed up to go to church. Now they take you any way you want. Things change in this world. Fashions change. People's feelings is getting wider and wider. We're opening the world up to different things. We're not around the same little box that we grew up with. Now we see stuff in Asia, we see Europe, we see everything, we see different things. Then we have different choices. We have the right to pick a different choice of how I want to dress from when I grew up. Those times are back then. It's fine if you want to live it back then, but some people want to move forward. And you have to give them a right to move forward, Kwame. You got to give them a right to move forward, brother. If that's what they want to do, and if you're so worried about, you keep bringing up racism, like everything's about my white father, white this, white. You do a lot of racism, brother. You do a lot of racism. Who hurt you? Okay, let me ask about that. But yeah, I would like to tell him, man, brother, times have changed, man, and it ain't all men. He keeps wanting to bundle around. All men do this. All men don't do that. All men don't wear dresses or whatever. Particular ones do.
Now, before moving into the next clip, Vanessa, I do want to throw the ball to you to give you the opportunity to respond. Just your thoughts on seeing that, or even answering the question, you growing up, because I know you were able to, understand Brown's sentiment. So, in your growing up, did you see people wear dresses and things like that? So I want to give you that opportunity as well.
Well, I have, in my addressing it, I would say that I have 2 grown children. My son is 23 and my daughter is 21. And there were a lot of things that I had to explain to them as children and as this world continues to change, as Pierre said. Yes, I grew up in church. Most people around me, men wore pants, women wore, whatever they wanted. So no, men didn't wear dresses around when I was not frequently when I was growing up. But again, in teaching my children, because he said, what do you tell them? A lot of times I tell them to look check within and check the type of person that someone is, not what they look like, not what they have on, you know what I mean? And have tolerance, or something that for things that you may not understand. It might be something that you don't choose to do, because I want you to do what is comfortable for you, but you also don't have to judge others for what they choose to do, and to know that there's a time and a place, and also a place of maturity for you to be able to experience certain things. So when things are over sexual, whether it be a little Nas X, or whether it be women or that are saying certain things, or men in the entertainment industry that are very sex forward and exploitive of things, including drugs and guns and so forth. These are the things that I say, you're not ready for that. When you get older and you feel like you can process it, and that's what you want to listen to, and that's what you want to watch, you can do that as an adult. But as I'm trying to guide you, I would prefer that you keep your mind free of those kinds of things, until I feel like you're able to process them better. So it's a lot of conversations that you have to have surrounding things that you don't understand. But again, that's just part of parenting.
And let me say something. I'm glad you said one little point. I could see his frustration, because he said something that sparked something. He said, what do I tell my kids? Some form of that. What do I tell my kids? See, he doesn't know how to explain to his kid how this world is, so he has a fear. And so he'd rather get away from it, get everything, get away, opposed to find a way to discuss those things with kids. You have kids, your kids are going to learn about a lot of stuff. They have computers. They're going to see a lot of things online. So yes, maybe that's your fear. Maybe you should find a way to explain. Talk to someone who says, how do you explain to your kids this? How life is, how things are different than when I grew up. Not in the same block of your hood, whatever neighborhood you grew up. You said Geechee in South Carolina. Maybe these kids now they're much advanced. You weren't on a computer at 3 and 4 years old. Kids are now 3 or 4 years old. So parents got to get ready and start learning how to talk to their children about stuff that they're worried about. And that fear cannot be, I don't want to see it. That ain't gonna work, because the real world gonna teach them, and that's a lot worse than you trying to help them out. As they're your child. Remember, they're your child. They're not my kids. Don't ask me to raise your child. Don't ask Russell Westbrook to raise your child. It's your child. You raise them, or you raise her. Okay? So don't ask us to do it. It ain't my responsibility. You had the child, so you work with that situation.
Now, Capone, he did mention some things about you as well, so I want to give you the opportunity to respond to that. Is there anything in particular that you want to say, or that you want to touch on?
I wish he wouldn't have mentioned my name, because I was really liking the beef between him and Pierre. But he brought me in, and I think my misunderstanding was, first of all, he didn't say nothing about the kids when he was speaking about it. So for him to bring about the kids later on, that was kind of like, I didn't like it. But I really like the dude. He's entertaining, and I don't backpedal for nobody. And so what I said, pretty much what I agreed with Pierre was, because I don't usually agree with Pierre, was that homie is wearing his dress. Let him wear his dress. Why is it bothering him so much? But when you look at the point that he's making about the kids, now that's a whole different story. I agree about that. So he didn't say much about me. He said he liked my movies. I got a couple of more coming, so I hope maybe we'll watch them together or something. He cool with me. He a street dude just like I am.
Now, he would then go on to address a couple things. And Vanessa, when he did speak about you, he was just, bigging you up pretty much for being able to articulate his sentiments. So I want to make sure I give you the opportunity as well to respond to that.
I appreciate his comments. They were kind. I appreciate that. I will start by saying, just responding to all of this back and forth, is that Pierre, you were rude first. Like, you were calling names and all this back and forth name calling and all that stuff is where I feel like it gets a little bit, carried away. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's all in good fun or in entertainment or what have you, but we can articulate our points without name calling. We can and should articulate our points without having to raise our voices and so forth. So I think that is a teachable moment for us all. Another one is that my name is Vanessa Fraction. Kwame, thank you so much for correcting us on how to pronounce your name, but my name is Vanessa Fraction. And as much as energy that we put into the people that we don't like, I encourage us to put a little more energy into the people that we do and find out more about them. So in that vein, you can Google me and also follow me at Vanessa Fraction. Thanks, Kwame.
Now, I do want to take a look at one more clip and allow you guys to respond. Let's take a look at this one.
What an ugly thing to do, you little dolphin head looking bitch. You look at this little wet baby seal looking motherfucker. I know you're a comedian and I know you wanted to joke with me, you little ugly motherfucker. But all I'm saying is, how are you going to disrespect me like that now and say, what's this nigga name? When you already did a video that we can look up on the internet and you said that I had 15 more seconds of fame or 15 minutes of fame. So you know exactly who I am, you little wet baby seal looking motherfucker. There's no need to be rude just because I gave my opinion. I'm starting to notice a trend with you little weak ass weasels. So a man state their opinion, and then you little scary punk mushmelly son bitches just get disrespectful. So we can both get disrespectful. I stated my opinion on something that was on the internet. You don't have to like it.
Mm-hmm. I'll open the floor right on up to you.
Whew, okay, we're going back with the race again. He likes to do racial stuff with me, I guess, fine. I could see, he's funny, he said he had an opinion. Why am I talking about him negatively about his opinion? It's something he put on social media. Well, brother, I put mine on social media. It was my opinion of you, and you cussed me out too. So we both in the same boat. You ain't no better than I am. So you asked me to calm down, but you ain't gonna calm down. I get it. If you want, it's how it is. But I'm gonna take the high road. Brother Kwame, right, it's Kwame?
Kwame.
Right,
yeah,
I wanna make
Kwame.
sure I say it right. Right, brother. I got love for you, homie. I really do. And keep up doing what you're doing, man. You're entertaining, to say the least. You're definitely entertaining.
And Vanessa, I wanna come to you as well. After seeing that, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Oh, no, I think I said it earlier, or I'll say again that I agree with the fact that we can voice our opinions without getting disrespectful. We don't have to call each other stupid and niggas, excessively and all this different stuff, because it does seem aggressive. And in the same, he doesn't have to respond in the like. I particularly do enjoy a bit of roasting. It tickled me pink this morning as I heard him call you a wet baby seal. And other things. It really tickled me, and
Of course it did.
I enjoy roasting, and I enjoy the thing, a good roast. I really do. But in this, I do agree that we can state our opinions without name calling, and that was the bigger point that I thought was important.
And with that, so I'll ask you this, Pierre. Would you be open to Kwame Brown coming on the show to have a sit-down conversation or some type of, I don't even want to say reconciliation, because I don't think it's anything big like that, but just having the opportunity to sit down, would you take that opportunity?
Without a doubt. I told you, I like the brother. I have no problem sitting down, kicking it with him, man. And, just to hear him, give his opinion of just the whole thing, if he wants to. Well, he already gave an opinion, but I have no problem with sitting down and talking to him. Not at all, man. I like the guy, like I said, but he gonna get this street knowledge from me. This is how I do. I grew up in the streets and talking trash. He gave me his version from the cow pasture, that he grew up in South Carolina, in the dirt roads and so forth. So we do it. I'm from the city, you from the country. Let's meet up.
All right, now, I'm from South Carolina, so I'm talking about South Carolina too much, but I do want to
South Carolina.
I do want to extend the invitation on behalf of Comedy Hype. I do think it would be a great opportunity for us to sit down, because I think sometimes we do get caught up and we see things on the internet and we see, people are going back and forth. But I feel like if we sit on the show that, hey, we can do that and still have a conversation, a meaningful conversation, I think that would be great. So on behalf of Comedy Hype, I would like to extend the invitation to Kwame Brown to come on to the show and sit down and have a conversation.
Come on, Kwame.
As always, I appreciate you all for chiming in and calling in. You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Definitely put these in the comments.
They're going to go in the comments.
Okay.
They're going
I
to be
might
all
mess
up.
around. I might mess around and read these.
Oh, the comment.
Let's just sit down and read them together. We're going to read them together.